Morning to all of you. I'm vaibhav dimri from batch 11, and today the topic for my commentary article is that revolution starts at home. You must not patronize your bigoted or conservative relatives, rationalizing that they are from a different time. In the ever dynamic world, it goes on without saying that one's generation's experience and way of perceiving surroundings will vary from that of people belonging to prior or succeeding generations. The conflicts that two or more generations often have are based on any one of the following aspects, like ideologies, opinions, customs, trends, tradition, etc. The youth has a more enthusiastic and easily adaptable way of living, whereas older people seem to have a more rigid and judgmental outlook on life. Time evolves, so as thoughts and perspective. The best thing about evolution is that it is mostly positive and widened. So we can say that uh, mostly we have broadened our perspective as compared to our previous generation. In today's time, our outlook is mostly based on live and let live. We emphasize on freedom for every kind, whereas the conservative mentality from the past believed to follow a certain rule book to lead a life. At many times, they find it tough to draw a line between discipline and restraint. These brushed off issues has led to a nation of great spiritual prosperity, but substandard mental and emotional well-being. As a child, we look up to our elders out of respect or sometimes out of fear. Unfortunately, we often pick up frivolous thinking unknowingly. But as we grow, step out of the constant family environment, get introduced to the outer world, we get to have a lot of opportunities to unlearn the bad and learn the good again. We become our own teacher and inculcate the wisdom to eliminate the bigotry from our learning. Respecting your elder is obviously important, so as keeping a check on their lessons. We all need to speak up politely against any kind of sectarianism instead of glamorizing it, because it poses grave danger for the cohesion of a democratic society, the protection of human rights, and the rule of the law. If left unaddressed, it can lead to acts of violence, conflict on a wider scale. We can't change anybody else, but we can at least make a change on our part, and that's more than enough. With a little understanding and care, we can bridge this gap. One should not give up on relationship just because of a difference of opinion. Both parties should understand that no one is completely wrong or right. One can reach a middle ground. If we are surrounded by people that stigmatize those different to themselves, this also encourages distrust or aggression in us. It could be extremely tough to speak against the one we live with or we love or we have been looking up to since childhood. But it could get easier if we are confident. And confidence always has a single source, that is knowledge. Modern civilization in general encourages the extension of attitudes such as respect and tolerance beyond those who live similar to us, to those who we have no relation to. Act of violence and discrimination in schools, workplace, and the public do not just happen in a vacuum, but rather in a greater culture of oppression, stereotypes, and institutional barriers, discriminations. After breaking the cycle, we reinforce and codify these values, teaching them to our children, while some religious and secular spiritual reader promote them in their teaching. That's because they generally lead to a more harmonious, mutually beneficial society. So, before hopping onto any revolution, it is important to make our own self enough resourceful. I read somewhere, and I can't agree more to it, that it doesn't matter what you get from the world, but what matters is what you leave in this world. What can be more fortunate to get a chance to change a to get a chance to break a toxic cycle and make a full stop to this long running generational bigotry. The coming generation is gonna learn from us, not from the words, but from our actions. And for that, we need some preparations. Unlearning the bad and then learning the good, leaving the blind faith and leading through our own wisdom, adding love, tolerance, and empathy to the home we live in. Speaking against the wrong is the most righteous way. It is easier said than done. If working for a good cause seems pretty awesome, when you work for peace or any other aspect of social change, there are often hardships to overcome. You must believe deeply that what you are doing is right, or else you may become discouraged and give up. There are no easy solution to problem involving social change. When you commit yourself to creating a better world, you are most likely committing yourself to a lifetime of effort. So let's cherish the positives and eliminate the negative out of the legacy we have and make this world a better place